Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the nominees for being here today. I really appreciate your desires to continue with your public service. If confirmed, you will be tasked with vital responsibilities protecting Americans' personal safety. Fulfilling these responsibilities will also allow free enterprise and innovation to thrive, whether it's identifying monopoly misconduct or market-oriented safety solutions. Mr. Ferguson, I wanted to focus on how Congress provides resources and guidance for Commission activities. In our conversation, I really thought your insights on this are really helpful, and I'd like all of our colleagues to hear this. So from your perspective, is there a key policy that lawmakers should be focusing on right now to provide better guidance or authority to the Commission?
Thanks, Senator Fischer. I enjoyed our conversation as well. Like we discussed, and like we just discussed with Senator Hickenlooper, from the perspective of a state law enforcer, I think sort of the critical question for Congress to address is data privacy, largely because in the absence of congressional action on what I think is uniquely an interstate commercial question, the states have had to act. That's good. That's how the Constitution was designed. But as the states act and as they experiment and as they come up with unique solutions, we end up with this patchwork problem, which can be very difficult for regulated entities. It can be very difficult for consumers. I think that of all of the sort of like commercial activity that takes place in the country today, this so clearly falls within the interstate commerce power that the founders gave to Congress. I think this is precisely the sort of thing that Congress should take the lead on. I agree with Commissioner Slaughter that insofar as these issues touch on the FTC's existing authority, I think it's critically important for the FTC to be doing what it can with the authority that it has. But this issue is new, it's complicated, and it affects people in a way the Commission simply aren't going to be able to grapple with the way that a Senate can with its constituents. And so I think this really, really cries out for congressional leadership in a unique way.
You know, when you're looking at the states that are moving forward in this area, it's fairly new, but there still are a couple that are moving forward. Do you have any that you would hold up? Some of their, I'm going to put you on the spot, some of their practices where they have been this laboratory and they're experimenting basically so we can watch and see what works. So what works?
Well, I'm the principal vindicator of Virginia's laws and of its sovereign interests.
You think they're the best?
So, you know, I certainly am going to say good things about Virginia's law, but I recognize that, you know, balancing these issues, defining the harm that arises in a privacy violation, deciding, you know, where to lodge enforcement authority in Virginia. We've given it to the Attorney General. You know, I think that works very well in Virginia, but there are all sorts of, you know, contrary approaches other states are trying. The experimenting is good. That's part of the constitutional design. It's a feature, not a bug. But, you know, when you wind up with potentially 50 different approaches to a truly interstate commercial question, I think that's exactly when Congress needs to step in.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Holyoke, for many years, the FTC consistently ranked among the very best federal agencies to work at with very high employee morale. But I'm disappointed to see that morale is taking a nosedive. For an agency that must attract talent with technical skills and workplace satisfaction is critical, it doesn't matter how much funding Congress is going to throw at the agency. So if you're confirmed, how do you plan to engage with experienced career staff to advance your goals and also to advance really the missions and responsibility of the Commission?
Oh, thank you for that question. As Solicitor General, I oversee approximately 40 attorneys, but I work with many more in other divisions that I do not oversee on other cases in which I have a leadership role. With all of them, I think it's very important to come in and understand their perspectives, understand their recommendations. And so if confirmed, I would want to, just day one, meet with all of the offices. I want to listen to them, understand what their perspective on these issues, understand their concerns in the best way that I could support them.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Slaughter, I'm concerned that the FTC has lost all capacity for bipartisanship. I really, really appreciate hearing all of you and your comments today. When Commissioner Wilson resigned, she said nice things about you, very nice things. She noted that you provided transparency and robust lines of communication with all commissioners, in addition to constructive debate on policy issues, respect for the agency's experienced and knowledgeable staff. Do you think that there is a way forward at this point in time for the commission to be able to instill these basic principles again?
Absolutely. I think working with people who have different views from you is not only important, it's an incredible opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to build consensus. It's how I felt when I worked in the Senate, and it's one of the great privileges of working at an agency like the FTC. So yes, I believe there is a way forward, and I am fully committed to it.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.